Whoa! Everybody see that intro?
Yeah.
Damn!
Hard
Gotta
cut.
cut off.
Hard
It was a
cut.
hard cut. Yeah. I was kind of surprised by that cut. Everything was going good until that cut.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to go see with Rafi what's going on there. But overall, I hope you guys got pumped up because we're all pumped up.
Yeah. I sure
after
did.
seeing
I sure
this.
did.
Welcome, everybody, to Kitty's Roundtable number 32. believe it or not. We've been doing this 32 times now. It's kind of crazy. But glad to have you guys here. I'll let you guys kind of trickle in. Good day, Seekers. Good Amico Day morning. Yes. Hello, future Amico historians. Glad that everybody is here. Jeez, even the chat's pumped. We are assisting.
2010s look. No. He's old school. That's grunge look. That's even before that.
Yeah, no, it's because it's minus 15,000 here, dude. It's so cold. So I'm just wearing a toque here. But I was gonna kind of follow through and say apologies for the toque. I'm just cold, but I guess it's hard beating.
We want to see the beautiful hair. Let's go.
Ah, God, it's not that beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of flat.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah.
I'll do it just for you live. There you go. There you go.
Empathy.
Whatever this is.
Look at that. Huh?
Okay, guys, let's get started. Thank you for all of this. This is a big one. We have a lot of Q&As. We have some cool stuff to show you as well. So let's get started for this Q&A. I hope everybody's good. As usual, this is the agenda for today. We'll dive into what's new. Quick reminder from Kitty on what is this that you're watching, what you can expect. We'll do some deep dive into what happened since the last roundtable. Celebrate the Pro League players, and then we have a massive Q&A. And then in between that, there is a special guest that I can't say who. So let's get started here. First thing, a reminder from Kitty. In case you did not know, we have a basic rule of thumb here. We're not sharing anything that we're not proud of. Everything that you see here is actually stuff that we handpicked, and we said, yes, we're proud to show this. What this Kitty's Roundtable is really more of a community-driven event. We started this because we wanted to share what we were doing with you guys, share our experience, share our expertise, the cool art that we're making, the cool experience that we're building. And yeah, to provide transparency and make sure that you guys understand a little bit the behind the scenes and the rationale behind making a video game, right? Not just a blockchain game, but a video game in general. So it was important for us to kind of open the curtains a little bit, because this all started when you guys were very vocal about us not sharing enough, right? And we took that to heart because we love you guys very much. And we decided to just open up a bit more. And hence the roundtables were born. But it is not a place to fetch and wait for alpha leaks. I just want to make that super clear. We're not here for you guys to just wait for what the next alpha drop will be. Sometimes we will be dropping little nuggets of info. Take it or leave it. You can, do what you want with it. But it is by no means a place where we're just going to, mic drop a bunch of things that we've been working on. We're shifting a little bit that approach to make sure that when we do showcase some cool stuff, that it's polished and it actually has the impact that we want. So without further ado, what have we started working on or continued working on, and what is new overall since we met last time? We actually reached a big milestone during the month that we did not have the roundtable. So I'm super happy to say that we actually reached an internal milestone of over, and this is a total count, but there's actually over 70 Amico breeds in our Amico farm or breeding labs. We haven't found the right terms yet. But 70 unique Amicos basically waiting to be discovered. That does not mean that we will be shipping with that, but it is something that we are building, basically our Amico farm, so that we can drip feed the Amicos when we see fit, right? And speaking of which, we will be releasing, I believe, 6 new Amigos in the next patch PvP update. So that's definitely something to watch out for. Some Nefties, or sorry, I said Nefties. Some Amigos are more smart than others. Yeah, I guess we should have a counter, Nefty counter.
Some buzzer. Yeah.
Some Amigos.
Those morning show sound effects for sure.
Exactly. So they'll escape the labs, and we have 6 actually that escaped last week, and they'll make their way inside the patch. So make sure to keep an eye on that. But yeah, we're the farm just keeps on growing, and we're running out of room, so we got to figure out a way to get some over to you guys, essentially.
Yeah, and Johnny, I think Barty, he said for the name you should go for is the Breeding Island.
The Breeding Island.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Barty didn't say that.
Okay, sounds
But
fishy.
it seems to be his theme this morning.
Oh, is it? Okay. I'm seeing chat, but I'm having three screens with the script and everything, and the community chat is like this big, so things are like moving super fast. But let me know if there's any questions here. Otherwise, what is this video here? We got a first video at something. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Teaser in two actually. This is a video from our very own Rafi, aka or Guillaume, aka Rafi. This is playing around with one of the Meadows lands. What you guys will see is essentially a continuation of what we showed, I believe, last where the last roundtable, where we showed the meadows of a player just traveling through the lands. Now, you may notice something different with this video, so I'll let you guys kind of discover it, and then we can talk about it. All right, let me put it on loop so we can just watch it while we talk over it. I will mute the video though, so we can kind of hear ourselves talking. So this is the continuation of the meadows biome, if you will, and there's different varieties. If you saw some different color scheme and color palettes, you can see some loot being dropped and the player getting chased. So all of this is kind of an early sneak peek as to what you can expect exploring the lands, but it is by no means. There's another actually. I just noticed it right now as I was speaking. In the footage, there is another kind of hidden alpha that maybe shouldn't have been there. So if you guys see it, let me know. But I kind of just
I
realized we
think I
have.
spotted it. I think
Yeah, you did, huh?
Yeah, maybe I'll put it in private chat. Do I win anything?
Let me know. Type it in. See, is it? Type it in private chat and see if it is. Yes, it is exactly. But you know, it's one of those things. We take the risk whenever we showcase stuff to you guys, and sometimes we review videos. Don't get me wrong, but there's so much
I'm
content to show.
disappointed. I got it wrong.
No, you didn't get it wrong. You
I
actually got
guess.
it right.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more than one. There's more than
Oh.
one.
There's more than one, but when I spotted that one, it's like definitely that stuck out to me. But I'm sure the community will find it. I didn't see it in chat though.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're sharp eyes, for sure.
The stairs. Can we walk upstairs? You will be able to walk upstairs. There will be a lot of verticality that we did not have in previous maps. That's something with the handcrafting approach that allows us a lot more freedom, essentially, a lot more intention in how we build up the maps.
Mm-hmm. I also see Ice Caffeine ask about the camera angle being a little slightly different.
Aha! So
That's
at least
yeah.
that's one good comment going in the good direction. Yes. So
Yeah.
Ice definitely spotted that. Congratulations. All right, you guys ready to move on? Let's move on to the next video. So, like you saw, it's a closer look to a classic RPG, where obviously we'll have different locations, different NPCs you can revisit. Content will be dynamic, making it closer to an open world. There's a lot of stuff to unveil here that we're not going to necessarily talk about today. But when we talk about dynamic content that will make it closer to an open world, you can picture like like a world map, so to speak, that you can choose a little bit where you'd like to go. But at the same time, it is our vision that you guys will have more say in how the world evolves, essentially. And I'll stick it to that. I can't say more than that. All right, a deep dive. Let's see here. What has the team been up to for this month? So there's a big update happening with the economy, and I'll let kind of Yachi go through it, talk us through the changes. Did he leave?
No, it looks like he may have dropped due to some connection issues. I think he is currently backstage waiting for our fantastic Rafiki to
Oh,
permit
really?
him to rejoin us. Yes, let's see if
Okay, there he is.
There we
Just got
go.
bumped.
Yeah.
So funny. I wasn't watching this screen, so I was
Yeah,
like, all right,
no,
Yachi, take it away. Wait a minute. Where's
yeah.
Yachi?
Oh, thanks, folks. Yes, this whole section's an economy update, and you can see at the top there, crystals are become coins, so that's a little change. We may have mentioned it in the past, but for those who didn't see it, right, that's something that you're going to be seeing once you get this next update. And why are we making the changes? Because the Ori, you can see right underneath, has gotten a redesign as well. I'm not even sure if that redesign is live, but it will be with our next update. So we want to create a visual difference. You can see that with the hexagonal shape, the colors, and such. So that's why we had to retire the crystals in favor of these coins. And you can go to the next slide, Johnny. And accompanying this, of course, is Tokay and Oka, as you knew them, right, are disappearing, at least from the user-facing or level. In the background, they're still there. I'm going to explain why they're still there. And of course has to do with managing the weekly Ori distribution. But so when you're going around completing challenges, winning PvP matches, you're going to be earning shards. And the Oka energy, right, which used to provide Oka, that's replaced user facing by these shard boosters, which you can see those big shard cubes down there. And I'll explain in the next slide how these work. So you can see here's a Bloomtail matriarch, right? And you can see at the top right, there are 3 shard boosters, and it's a little bit small. So if you can go to the next slide, I increased it. Yeah. And so those are the formerly that's where the Oka energy was stacked. Now it's the shard boosters, and they'll only be consumed on a win. Every time you win within a 24-hour period, well, then it consumes 1. And once they're all done, then you're no longer earning Oka, so to speak, right? In the background, you're going to be earning Tokay. But of course, front end, it's still you'll be earning shards. So that's how you'll see it. If we can go to the next slide, this is how it's going to look in your squad menu, right? And so you can see here I've selected 3 primes. You can see that up top right there, and they all have a shard booster active. And then at the bottom there is the full count of the shard boosters that are active. So each amico, right, there is going to be earning shard boosters. That's a little bit different now. We only in the past it was forced to 3 prime, right, full prime squad. Now it's down to 1. Like you can earn those Oka even with just 1 prime in the squad. And so if you go to the next slide, you can see there's a little detailed panel. Once again, it's pretty small, but I'll explain. User facing, when you win a match, right, with a shard booster, you're going to be earning 30 shards. Once again, it's Oka in the background. And once your boosters are emptied out, you still keep earning. This time you earn 3 shards right in the front, but in the back end, that's still Tokay. So that permits us, right? Why are we keeping those 2 things? That permits us to really direct the Ori between, say, Tokay and Oka, just as we did in the past, right? So it gives us it still allows us that flexibility in determining where the Ori should go at the end of the session or the week. Pardon me. And we can go to the next slide. Yeah. And
This
then
is
now, the lone
for the
enemy.
boosters, there's a quick question from Zard.
Yeah. Let's hit
Why
it.
did we call them boosters again?
Front facing, we wanted something simple, right? We want to remove the sub tokens, right, of Oka, Tokay. It was too much, so we went with just the Ori shards, right, or the shards. And so the booster front facing again acts as a multiplier, right? So in this case, right, you can see the differences in X10 between 3 shards that I normally win or 30 shards with a booster. So that's why.
So the Untamed Amicos can still get 3 shards per win.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So like if you're empty, you get 3 shards, and the same goes for loaned amico, right? So you know that, and we can go to the next slide now because that's the other update, right? We're stripping out all of the standard amico, right? Standard amico, standard eggs. Those are going to be they'll be removed from the game and from your account. And here you can see I've circled the 9 amico that are accessible there. On that particular week. So there'll be 9 loaned amico available at a time, and they'll be on a rotation. So every 2 weeks, we have a new set that comes up, all managed by Prof. Mir. So that's what you can expect, and it's a good way too, I think, for new players to try out, or even existing players to try out amico that they don't have yet in their collection.
Yep.
These ones, other little particularities, they're forced to 3 stars and level 10. Those matchmaking rules don't change, so everybody's going to get compressed down to level 10 for now. And of course, like once we hit much bigger volume on multiplayer, on PvP, then we can start relaxing that compression there, and make it more kind of accurate, make it more to your level.
Yeah, that's a good call out. The PvP balancing with these loaned amigos for sure, I think, was probably going to be a concern.
Yeah.
It's great. Thank you, Yachi. What is this video now?
This is a nice summary,
Yeah.
of that our own Rafiki made of all the kind of key features that we're in. We can talk over it. Of course, this is taking a look at the 6 stats, right? So bringing back those either attack, either defense stats. You can see your move, inspect them, and down there the passive status effect, right? That's always on or has some conditions. And here we have the Seeker's Book, right? So as you go around encountering new amico, that progressively levels of detail on them will show up. And here, of course, our in-app purchase menu. So you can see all the different kinds of Ori packs that you can purchase, as well as the coin packs over here.
Yeah, that's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Passives, definitely a big game changer. So definitely can't wait to see what you guys will.
Yeah. I know of some people pulling their hair out of one particular passive.
Nice. Already, yeah? They're not even live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, I was just about to say Mir's going to like that, but speaking of special guest, I guess I just ruined it. Mir's joining us. Professor Mir is joining us.
You said no spoilers.
Hi.
I know. I was just about, and she decided to turn her camera on. Look at that. She's being a real trooper. Welcome, Mir.
Thank you.
Welcome to the live stream. So we thought it would be interesting to get her on to talk about what's upcoming and get her take, because we all know you guys love Professor Mir, and you would just want to pick her brains as much as possible. So here's your chance. But before that, there's a bunch of questions we want her to answer. Questions from you guys, obviously. So without further ado, Mir, are you ready to get started?
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything to say before?
So, yeah, before, I just want to acknowledge...
Yeah, acknowledge. Go for it.
I just want to acknowledge the frustration around the lack of balanced patches, and that gap is on us. It wasn't because we didn't care about the PvP. I think, if anything, those who know me know that I probably care too much about it. But the issue is that the physical and ether stat split was built right before and during the development of the current live version you're playing with right now. So once that was locked in, continuing to balance on that version just wasn't realistic. I know it doesn't make the wait easier, but this update lends the foundation we were missing. So look forward to the next update. It will unblock us and will let us finally iterate properly again. From here on out, balance updates should be much more frequent. And if there aren't, you can yell at me and pinky promise and all that.
They can yell at me. They're not allowed to yell at you. That's all right, though. That's great. So what else can you share on the addition of the ether attacks and the ether defense stats?
Yeah. So the goal was really to open some new archetypes. Before this, a lot of roles, especially tanks, tend to become just everything tanks. They were good in too many situations or just plain bad. So they didn't really have any clear weaknesses, which made just them hard to balance and play around. So now a tank can be physical, ether, hybrid. The same applies to other archetypes, but tank benefited the most from this change. So just a way to separate amicos that previously overlap too much in role or play pattern. Even if they look different on paper, like they still played the same. Another important goal was adding counterplay that isn't just element A beats element B. Also, we softened elemental changes and added some minor cross triangle interaction to help with those moments when you queue in and you feel like that's just that's a hard counter. You feel like you already lost. That shouldn't happen as much. Overall, just make team building much more interesting. You have only 3 amico to pick, so you just have to pick wisely. You can't just have an answer for everything. So more trade-offs, more way to express intent through your comps. So that's it.
That's great. The next question actually is just taking on like a fire in chat. A lot of people are talking about passive right now.
Yes.
Asking, will each amico have their own passive? Can you add a bit more details on passives overall?
Yeah, so the main goal is just giving the amico a stronger, more unique identity. There's one, each passive is unique for each amico. So just helps making archetypes much more strong and have their own niche. Just archetype moves and elements can be shared. So passive really let an amico to feel and be fundamentally different the moment it's a feel, even before it takes a turn. So we want to add these for a really long time. They just help improve the flavor in a meaningful way as well. And just a lot of passive are designed to express lore or personality, things that are much harder to convey cleanly through just active abilities alone.
That's great. All right, so there are 6 new amigos in the next release coming up. Can you share what your initial considerations were when you embarked on the creation of the new amigos?
All right. So usually we're trying to make kits feel fresh and interesting and not too similar to what already exists. That said, not every amico is designed to be super gimmicky. Some simpler movesets are intentional, especially for newer players. We also know that not everyone enjoys very complex or gimmicky amigos like Chocorex or Dino Tusk, for example. So as we add more mechanics to the game, we try to leverage them where it makes sense without forcing complexity everywhere. And we also really like creating amico that enables entirely new team composition. Things like poison teams, curse teams, rather than just another standard water, fire, plant, or in some cases, I've seen a lot of just water, fire, water. And throughout all of this, we try to respect the character design and inspiration as much as possible. That influences the archetype, the passives, the ability names, and just how quirky they are or not.
Yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to making sure we keep a balance between the elements and, like you said, like the different types of NFTs, tanks or whatever, little glass cannons versus what have you. Yeah, I think it's important that we offer as much flexibility there, but keeping the balance like you mentioned. What can you share about the new Nefties in terms of their strengths, weaknesses, and what do you expect the community to play them like?
So actually, I prefer not give advice on how to play them. This is our largest balance update ever by a wide margin, and I'm really curious to see how the meta develops organically. That said, I can give a quick rundown of what makes each of them unique. So you can probably go ahead and just show one.
And the next one, yeah, I guess we could show the video. Huh? I guess we should. Here, let me loop this. So we're looking at Xenix right now.
Yeah, Xenix and Lucky. So Lucky is very efficient. It gains its passive is gaining mana when it hits. So and they also can refund mana on lucky hits with Rolling Winds. They also have Absorb Water and Conditionally Lightning, causing these elements to heal instead of dealing damage. The downside is that it's very frail, specifically to physical attacks. As for Xenix, it has an Undying built directly into its passive, as you just saw. And so the first time it reaches a 0 HP, it survives at 1 instead and then heals. Despite its weak defenses, they're just surprisingly hard to take down. Its signature move, Twice Burn, chain hits for more damage if it gets dodged. So it's a very aggressive Nifty. Amico, sorry.
That's good. That's all right. I did it the same too. I don't know. Did you do it twice though? Did you beat me in the count, or just once?
Maybe.
I forgot.
I only counted one.
You won? Okay, so we're tied at 1-1.
1-1.
That's great. Thank you, Mir. Appreciate it. I think everybody appreciated you drop it in. Let's see here. What else do we got for you?
Yeah.
If you look in your crystal
you
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little showcase of the
Little
egg.
showcase.
And,
Not gonna spoil, but hopefully you'll like them.
Yeah, here are some spoilers, I suppose.
They might recognize on the previous slide one of them.
Yeah.
Probably.
Makes a brief appearance somewhere in the village. You might have seen them before.
All right. Why don't you just tell the location?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure if you've ever shared the name before. I'd be curious if anyone knows the name.
no, we never shared the name.
Yeah.
Tell them the exact coordinates. No, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. It's on the way to Bikini Bottom.
All right, got some bonus content, but I think I had one more question for you. Do we want to address this one? Actually, maybe.
Which? Yeah.
So if you look in your Blitz crystal ball mirror, over the last few months, I think there was Goliath, Racoin, and number 9 were often like the lowest winning lists, I guess you could call it, Amigos.
Winningest.
Did you do anything here that can the community expect any changes or anything that you could say there?
Oh, for sure. We've done a lot of internal testing. Please look forward to the patch notes. Honestly, the game is completely different, so I expect very different outcomes.
Nice, that's great. So you can expect a new meta, essentially. Finally a new meta that could emerge from this patch, essentially.
Yeah.
That's great.
But if you want me to really
no, you don't have to
get
necessarily.
into the meta itself,
No, I don't want you. I don't want you to. I want the community to experience it. But to kind of help them maybe get this new meta started on the right foot, if you were to battle myself in PvP tomorrow or like right after this, which Amigos would you take with you?
Okay, so I want to reveal powerful team composition, but I probably build around Hollow or Dodorex, and I now have a partner with which I do balance patches with, and I asked them, and they said Beep or Beep because they're not released yet, and you don't know which one is it, but honestly.
Got it. Okay, so you would build your team around Hollow or Dodo Rex. Those are kind of like
Yep.
your. Okay, got it. Anyways, little hint, guys, from the combat master herself, in case you want to start playing around. We're just giving some freebies here. But I wanted to thank you, Mir. Everybody, please thank Mir for gracing us with her presence. She is super busy on a bunch of different things, but she wanted to do this to answer your questions and also to acknowledge that we have not been great at keeping up with the PvP side of things, with obviously good reasons. But this upcoming patch, is a testament that we are not letting it go. It's just that and we'll get into some more of those questions later. It's just that it's a balancing act that we have to do for the past year and a half or so. So it's definitely our biggest challenge, but I'm super happy that we managed to put something out for you guys to play with and give us your feedback.
Yeah. And I promise I will follow through. We'll do very frequent patches, and I expect that we'll need to just hammer some down quickly. It's such a big patch that we're bound to have some outliers.
For sure.
And yeah, thank you again. And
Thank you, Mir.
see you around.
Mir's going to
Thanks,
drop off.
Mir.
Thank you. Nobody's
Yeah.
allowed to
Tough
yell
Mir,
to Mir, by
everyone.
the way. If you lose
Oh no,
your
you
match,
can. You can. It's fine.
It's not Mir's problem.
I deserve it.
All right, thanks, Mir.
All right.
All right, guys, let's keep going.
That was awesome.
We got some bonus content,
Yeah.
but yes, that was great. That was great. All right, bonus content. We got a legendary teaser of a new Amico. So this is a legendary Chocorex, essentially.
Yeah. I think this is the first time we share a 3D modeled version. I think we may have teased some concepts in the past, and I believe we have all of the Gen 1s, or if not very close to all the ones, modeled out, and they're looking very, very good. So I didn't want to share too many of them. I just chose to share just this one with a lot of really cool looking designs and effects that you can expect with not only just the legendary ones, but you might see some different variations of looks throughout the scale of rarities. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, we're working super hard on a progression system for each Amicos. So legendaries obviously are at the high end. So this is kind of like your all dressed pizza, so to speak. But you can expect like a progression, like Evan said. But yeah, all the Amicos, we've added extensions, if you will, to the Amicos without having to redo all of the Amicos. So it's kind of a technical stuff here, but this allowed us to really redo or revisit. Like I mentioned, we had 70 some plus Amicos, so it's definitely a big endeavor to do, but that allowed us that approach to just revisit all Amicos without having to redo them from scratch, which would have taken us months and months and months. So addition of these little extra layers over the Nefties, Amicos, two, that's a count, is definitely something that we're super excited about. All right, that's count 2 Amicos. All right, camera rotation. So for those that noticed it, I think Iced, you're the only one that actually said something about the camera in the previous video, so congrats on that. We have been doing some testing on a new camera angle. In fact, it's kind of like we're giving you the reins to the camera. And there was a question I saw in chat about, I think it was from you, Iced, so you're pretty on the ball today, about the asset creation and what that means if we change camera rotation. So we went through all of our assets. We noticed that there was some clipping or just some assets that were just not pretty to look at from different angles. So we will need to adapt certain terrain, certain assets to fit that. But for the most part, it was not that bad. We were kind of happy to have done it and seeing the results. So we do have some kind of global rules that we need to put into place. What you guys are about to see, it's kind of like our first pass at it. Really, we just kind of enabled the rotation of the camera just to see what the damage would be like, right? To see the amount of work that would kind of require from us to make sure that it's kind of a good state, so the camera doesn't clip through the world, that you're not hidden by anything, you can't see your character, all of that. But for the most part, like, it was really about 80% to where we wanted it. And then it's just a matter of maybe tweaking the field of view, tweaking the occlusion technology. So when I say occlusion, it's really like hiding certain things maybe in front. That's blocking your view from the character, right? So we want to always make sure that you can see your character, or at least know where you're looking at. So all of these things are kind of like added rules that we'll be looking into it. But for the most part, I've been blabbing on for so long because I'm doing it on purpose. But let's get started on this rotation new camera angle. You guys may notice some new audio cues, perhaps. I'm not sure. So this video is actually, like I said, raw. We haven't retouched any of the assets that we created.
Yeah, and I don't think this one also doesn't showcase the zoom. I think this was a very early version of just kind of playing around with the rotation of the camera. But there's certainly a degree of zooming in that the player can do now, as well as rotate at the same time. It really brings a nice new perspective to a lot of the places you probably are familiar with. I remember walking around the other day in the village, and it felt like a whole new place just because I was kind of looking at it from a different angle. So it's really a cool advancement.
Yeah, 100%. Like I was talking about, what I was telling earlier, this is the kind of things that we could see happen. If you notice, the bottom here of this building is floating in the air. And this was not, you could see that before from the angle they were reusing. So these are kind of like the little bugs that we'll be fixing, but it's not massive. But overall, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. This is a village, obviously, but in lands, it has a very different feel. Like Evan was saying, it's definitely, you really feel like it's a different world altogether.
Yeah. You can zoom all the way in on your Amico as well, on your Aurorian, on your avatar. You can see a lot of the little details that maybe were a bit harder to see before. It's a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, it's there will be hidden items to make you rotate the camera. That's the whole idea. Is now we'll be able to play with the world a lot more, right? Like I was talking about being intentional in how we're crafting the world, then we'll be a lot more. We can be a lot more intentional in where we could hide things now that we know you guys will be able to kind of rotate things, right? So that's one thing that the level designers are definitely excited about. Blitz Pro League, we gotta go quick because we have a lot of questions to answer. Season stats. So for the last 30 days, 21,635 battles were completed over the last 30 days. I think we're keeping on our average, if I'm not mistaken. Best Nifties by a win rate, we got Goliath with 67, we got ByteBit with 65, and then we have Unikaren with 61% win rate. And then the most played by matches, Goliath with over 2,100 games played. Dip King, again, being Dip King, I think never left the top 3 since we started doing these. 1,700 games, and then Bloomtail with 1,521 games. Top 3 players are Montales from Guild of Champions, number 1, Super Manny, number 2, and then we got another Guild of Champions, Phelps, in number 3. I think there was not any ties for 2nd and 3rd place this month. So congratulations, winners.
Yeah, congrats.
I think you guys got some cool stuff. I saw something a while back of you guys celebrating or having received some stuff. Maybe I'm mistaken. This rounds our top 10. Deadly Pixel coming in at 4th. We got Infinite Dreamer at 5th. The Lone Knight 6th. We got Pseudonym. A lot of new names. Number 7, Jail. Number 8, DNGNG. And then Profit rounding up number 10. Congratulations, everybody, for making the top 10. There is a question about leaderboard rewards in the Q&A, so we will address that Don't worry. And now let's go into some of your biggest questions. I believe Tim asked you guys to send us all your questions, so we compiled them, and here we are. These are kind of like the biggest questions that were asked. So, how do you balance community building and game building going forward? It's kind of the same thing. We're doing both at the same time, but it's very challenging for sure. Like I was talking about the balancing act before. It's a constant balancing act between, let's say, giving you guys enough content to play with while creating that content that eventually you guys will get to play with. But it's something that we're focused on a lot more on the game side of things, to make sure that we can build something that scales and that can reach a broader audience so that we can get more players. But on the community side, like at the same time, like I mentioned, it's key that we keep you guys involved and kind of informed of everything that we're doing as we kind of build and share the progress. And of course, like the early versions where it makes sense, we'll be transparent about where things are headed. But it's a constant balancing act, and I see it a lot. Like just when you go to the circus and you see those guys walking on a wire, that's exactly what we're doing, what we've been doing. And you can see on one side is the community, on the other side is the game that we're building. All right, what else? Andrew, at last that he jumped on, I think it was our last guest. Andrew from the marketing team, he did say that there were some extra things that extra details, extra findings, but we didn't get a chance to go into it. I believe Yachi has a few things that he can talk about for you guys.
Yeah, I can share that. Well, there's quite a few themes, but I picked out three that I think that you will all resonate with. So one of them is, of course, story, right? So that was one of the main feedbacks. Like they felt like, okay, you're setting up the narrative. They played that introductory scene, prologue that we call it internally, that you may have seen in previous roundtables. Well, they're like, okay, that's a great setup, but then we didn't see it. We didn't see the follow through, right? So we're addressing that, right? Building out the roster of NPCs, getting the quest system, and those two things together, they'll basically shape your story and they'll keep you moving along. So it's much closer to a classic RPG, as we said at the top. So that's what we're doing, pardon me, on that theme, the story theme. The other one was secrets, right? Or if you will, immersion or exploration. The game that they tested, they found like these little secret areas, right? And of course, we had done a little bit of tweaking there. We had kind of suppressed a little bit of the procedural level creation and done some handcrafted things, and so that hit well. But people wanted more of it, right? So that also kind of influenced our shift to the handcrafted maps, because we couldn't do that in a procedural way. You would revisit the same things and just like the same kind of setups. It wouldn't really hit. So that's something that we're working on. You saw it in the video. You can see ruins. You can see these little areas. I even saw somebody in chat say, "Oh yeah, camera rotation could be a good way to hide secrets." Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And then avatar customization, right? So players really enjoyed seeing the avatar interacting with the Amico. You can see that kind of in that charming sequence, right? Where you step into the battle, roll the charm bell. So they wanted more of that. They want us to feature the avatar more. So we're going into doubling down on customization. Right now you don't have that many features, but we're working on kind of beefing out that offering, giving you way more to play with, and way more right to express yourself, express your own personality with the through avatar customization.
That's great. Yeah.
I can take the next one too. This is I guess
gems,
related to the economy. Yeah, gems pegged to Ori as in-app purchases. So is that still moving forward, and when can we expect to see it? So that is 100% still moving forward. It's not going to be in this next release. This release, we still have what we'll call unrestricted or full access builds where we still have like strong with the Oris in there instead of the gems. So it's really for the yeah, I guess it's I'm struggling here because there's a lot of inside baseball terminology that I have to kind of scrap. But yeah, so that's not going to come right now because we're still on the kind of unrestricted builds. That'll come later, especially if you see with the addition of Steam. That's going to be a must-have because they're much more strict in their approach to, say, NFTs, blockchain, and such. So it's going to be a necessity, right, to have it for Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The standard removal, guys, is happening in the next patch. So
Yeah.
they will be removed.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah, standard eggs and the standard Amico.
Yeah.
And just to follow on what you were saying, Yashi, we will still have we will have the ability to also purchase the Ori directly in the game as well. So it's still quite similar to what the gems were set up to be. But yeah, we'll still be able to purchase Ori in the typical way you would with what will be known as credits, which I think we discussed a little bit in the past.
Mhm.
That will be available in game and on web as well.
Yeah, that's good.
Great point.
Yep. All right, let's go future plans, leaderboard rework, or even just rewards rework, or just updates to a more comprehensive decay system. So I know with the arrival of the PvP update, you guys may want to have a revisited leaderboard. It hasn't been in our scope yet in terms of tweaking the decay system. Would love to know what you guys are thinking about right now in terms of leaderboards, rewards. It's been a while since we've had the same kind of reward design. So it's
Mhm.
definitely something we could discuss in terms of making it a bit more interesting for the PvP patch, considering it's going to be the main focus, right? So definitely something we'll talk about before the release happens. The release, I've seen a lot of people, when is the next patch? When is the next patch? When can we expect all of this? We're really pushing to have this patch ready very shortly, sooner than you might think. But because right now we're still kind of waiting on compliance to get us a sign off on the proper build, I can't say for sure when is the exact date. But as soon as we have that date, I'm sure marketing team will jump on it and we'll announce it. But it's very close. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and Johnny, if I can say, open up the conversation with the community on the kind of PvP monthly rewards. So right now we have that's our first iteration, and we pretty much split it linearly, right? So just kind of from the top position to the 20th position, it's just kind of like a linear scale down. And I think that by the time that you are in the 20th, maybe you get 20 Ori. And so another scheme that we were thinking of, so that's scheme A, the one you know. We have scheme B too in our back pocket, and that one has a little bit more weight at the top and a little bit more weight at the bottom, such that in the last positions or throughout the top 20, you get a minimum of 30 Ori, right? So you can have a hatch out of it. So be curious to know if people want us to try this scheme B. If they do, then we can do that for the say the month of what are we at, February? Yeah. So yeah, just go ahead and tell us, like, if you want us to try a new scheme. There is an impact to it. It means that the middle positions, if you've been in that middle area, right, you might see yourself get reduced because they get distributed a little bit down, as I just mentioned. So yeah.
Definitely start a thread, guys. It would be interested. I'm checking out the chat, and you guys are talking about more of a decay issue. You want us to kind of have 1 day decay on the leaderboard. And Zard, you're talking about you shouldn't get into the top 10 in the last 2 days of the season. That's kind of rating the leaderboard. I thought we got rid of that. If it's still happening, it's definitely an issue. You shouldn't be able to raid leaderboards like that so quick.
Yeah, I would say I can certainly get a thread started on our Discord, because I'm also reading a lot of the notes, and a lot of these changes are pretty easy to implement. But certainly, I'll start a thread and
Sounds good.
invite you guys to tag me if ever there's other comments about that, because definitely always open to making adjustments to making sure that the decay system is as balanced as possible, and any other like little improvements that we can make that you guys point out would be great to hear about any issues you're seeing.
Yeah. Like I see, like 40 games shouldn't get you top 3. So I'm wondering what would be the minimum kind of games. I don't even know if we can. Yeah,
we can do a whole lot, but we just gotta get we just gotta feel it out. So like the sooner we get the sort of feedback from you guys, the sooner we can take action, and the sooner we can see how it feels. So I'll definitely get something started right after the round table.
That's great. All right, so how many new amigos are we expecting in the course of Q1 and Q2? So we've already teased 6, confirmed for Q1. Q2, it'll depend how the lab shapes up, and if we're running out of room, then we can definitely talk with Professor Mir and figure out which other NFTs we want to release. But for the time being, like, did I say NFTs? I did have a chat with Mir right before this call, and we want to see if 6 is too much for you guys to handle. Because it could be a lot, right? I mean, there's 6 passives to learn. There's 6 new abilities. Well, not 6 new abilities, but 6 sets of abilities to learn. It could be a lot to learn in a month or whatever. So based on that and what you guys will tell us, maybe we'll keep it at 6. Maybe we'll reduce it to 3 and then launch 3-3, or maybe 2-2-2. Like, depends. It maybe we'll drip feed more. But I really want to have your guys' opinion on this when we release the 6 in one shot. If it's too much for you guys, or if it's just it's fun. We want more of them. All right, let's see here. Future plans. What do we got? We got the most gacha games that end up on console in as many platforms as possible end up doing better than most. I read somewhere that we're trying to get on Steam among potentially other platforms. Do we have plans to get on console? Was this me that was supposed to? No plans yet on console, because it's way far down the line. But we do have, you heard that right, Steam is a target that we have been kind of targeting for sure. Our team has been looking into that compliance wise, and see what it would take. But it's definitely, Steam is definitely there for PC. We're really focused more on PC. The thing is, when we dilute too much our focus on multi-platforms, you end up diluting the quality of the experience in the process, especially if the experience is not fleshed out and done right. So we want to make sure that the experience is fleshed out the way we want it on PC first, with kind of no limitations per se, and then once we're satisfied with that, then we can talk about ports and consoles and all that. How does the compliance look so far for us? I think you're talking about the Web3 compliance. I think so far it's looking good. I didn't see any issues. We are going to keep monitoring, though, however, for sure. And as far as the Clarity Act is concerned, it's something that we'll keep monitoring. We can't really talk anything about what's happening there, but it's too early to say. I would say right now, if it's going to help us become more compliant, I hope so. I think that would be the whole idea. But right now, like, Bitcoin's not doing that much, or it's not doing that well. I don't know. I think we're going through kind of a crypto bear market, or a winter market, or winter phase. I don't know. It's kind of it's weird to see right now where we're at with the crypto. So I wouldn't necessarily spend too much time looking at what the Senate does for the time being. Let's see here. What else do we have? Will there be plans to incorporate peer-to-peer in-game trading without the need for blockchain wallets, specifically item-to-item exchanges, trading a collectible for a skin with another player? I think we said there was, or did you guys want to take this one?
Yeah, I can take that one. So first is there's no real plan for item to item trading, right? Ori, gems, that has to stay the medium of exchange for trading items between players, right? So that's just like that part. We have discussed, the concept of, okay, could you do it in situation, right? Being inside the village, for example, and offering something to somebody else, right? That's something that's on the table. No concrete plans just yet, but that's certainly something that's on the table. Um, and about that crypto wallet, so just a clarification. Even in the marketplace right now, if you want to trade in the marketplace, buy and sell things, you don't need a wallet linked to your account. You can do it. It goes through ThinkSpace. It's only if you decide that you want to extract, right, the Ori or the NFTs onto your wallet, then you need one. Otherwise, you don't need one to trade inside our marketplace.
Yeah, that's a good point. Will chest egg rewards change in the next patch? I believe so. There will be rewards.
They will change a little bit. I feel like a lot of people are asking about the chest eggs because
Mhm.
there's like an assumption that they will all have skins inside of them, or I get the feeling like there's been a lot of questions about the skins in the chest egg, maybe because of our last round table. But like in general, the chest eggs will not have like the chest eggs that you have right now or that you'll see in the game will not have skins inside of them. But there is a chest egg that we are preparing for a specific point in time for a potential partnership.
Yeah, nice way to stay elusive there, sir.
That does have a skin in it, and
Yeah.
that's not to be confused with sort of the legendary and the rare and epic chest eggs that you guys are used to. So don't have to worry about potentially diluting the skins, etc. But it also means that the functionality to support skins inside of chest eggs does exist. So you might expect in the future, if we create a new chest egg with just skins, or if we want to add it at a very low drop rate, we have that ability to do so now. But for the time being, your chest eggs will not have sort of skins inside of them at this point in time.
Yeah, and another point too, I guess we should hit Evan about the chest eggs is that although all the ones you have, right, of course, already you can go ahead and open them whenever. That's all fine. Nothing's changing there. But when this new Blitz Battle update is released, a few things are going to be removed from the shop because they don't make sense without this single player experience, right? So you don't really need any consumables, right? Potions, scrolls, and whatnot. You don't really need that or you don't need that in PvP Blitz. So we're removing those. Challenges are still there. And what happens is that by completing challenges, right, instead of getting those chest eggs, you will actually get prime eggs. So you're getting prime eggs that you can then decide to hatch or not. So that's kind of a little switch that we're doing for the time being, right? While we have the single player land experience removed.
Yeah. We'll keep going with the questions on screen. I know there's a lot of questions in chat, but we're running late already. Any updates on burn mechanics for rare amigos? I don't think we plan on having.
Yeah. So I mean, there's no real sense in burning 4 or 5 star amigos. They're already pretty rare. So no. And then the follow-up question, right, to about the fusion concept, right? When is it going to be here? Will it be back with or will it make its appearance when the lands come back? So we 100% love the fusion, but it won't be there just yet. It's quite a big feature, pretty ambitious. And right now we have to stay focused on really the moment-to-moment gameplay. So all that stuff that we talked about, story, quests, building out the new worlds. So that's where the focus is going to be. So have to be patient on Fusion.
For sure. The other one, I've seen it multiple times. Can we do multiplayers in lands? Can you play with your buddy inside a land and fight together or just explore together? Currently, our systems can't do that. However, it's something that we did discuss, I believe, last year, and it's something that we may explore in the future, depending on how you guys and how the initial version goes, for sure. But this is definitely more out there. Don't get us wrong. There are some ways that we can kind of simulate the multiplayer experience without necessarily having you guys side by side with your friends and all that. That's something that we are currently investigating. That is kind of like the not low hanging fruit, but the easier path for us without having to redo all of our infrastructure and all of our systems for it. But for the time being, it's a huge undertaking to restructure our server logic and our gameplay logic to allow multiplayer to happen, especially for combat, since it's turn-based. It was meant to be like solo, so integrating new players inside that would be a huge undertaking for sure. Is this equipment still planned for Amico?
So not right now.
Not right now. Okay.
Yeah, other things went ahead for now.
Yeah, we prioritize other feature. When, this is the biggest question, when the renting system, the emotes in battle, Neo Aurorians, 3D models, Helios update in-game chat for mobile.
Yeah, I bundled all of those together, Johnny, because the answer was pretty much the same across the board, right? In the backlog, not or not planned, right? And maybe because the renting system was I mentioned again in chat, so not planned, but also in particular the renting system not needed, right? We don't believe that that's something that's required for this game. So you can pretty much put an X on that one. Emotes and battles is definitely something that's inside that's an ambition. Same thing for new Aurorian 3D models, and Helios are an upgrade. And then in-game chat for mobile, much trickier because of the screen size. So yeah, those things right now taking a backseat.
Yeah, for sure. Battle Pass is in our scope. Yes, Zard. Roadmap. Since adventures will be paused, when can we expect them to return? How far along are we with creating the open world? Well, you guys saw a lot already today. We showcased a lot of things in the open world. So yes, for the PvP patch upcoming soon, we will be deactivating the land portal inside the village, meaning that when you click on it, you should either get an error saying portal is closed or you won't be able to interact at all. And that is on purpose because the lands are going through a massive rehaul. So it's definitely, we want it to be reactivated as early as possible. However, we need to do some internal testing first. So we have an internal milestone happening at the end of this month where the team is really pushing to get the full playthrough together. Right now, all the maps are, like you saw, they're being worked on. But we need to kind of plug everything together so that everything connects to one another, so that you can play from the start to the end. And at that point, we'll be in a better state, essentially, to know when that could land in the year. But we are talking about how can we do a early access or have you guys play it early to give you guys a sneak peek as to what we're building. But we'll share more info when we get there. But it's our intention to. Don't worry, it's our intention to have you guys play it before we actually launch it. That's it for the Q&A, guys. There was a lot of questions in chat, though, that I didn't get to answer, so I don't know if we answered most of them.
I think there's quite a bit. I think they flew by pretty fast. A lot of things about wearing the skins.
That number 9 skin, yeah, that one that we sent out, is it going to be playable next patch, Evan? Do we know?
don't think it's going to be playable next patch. That's a very, very old skin that happens to share a different sort of like set of metadata than our newer skins because of the age. We do actually have the support. We had put something in place to support the exchange of them for like a new version of the same skin. We just, our artists have been super heavily focused on, all the new Amico and the sort of rarity system that they have not yet actually modeled, or rather like skinned those. I think it's the Cheshire, the number 9 one, and there's I think the Unica skin as well. Those two, but we are aware of it. We are aware of it, and I will address it again with them. I will make sure that you guys get your skins for those two.
Yeah, and Evan, a precision. I was reading in chat. They're talking about the witch number 9.
Oh, okay. So then, anyways, I'll still make sure you guys. For those of you who do, there may not be many of you because they're extremely old. But anyways, the number 9 one. That one should be there. Yeah, should be there.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna go and try and find that.
Check
after this. Yeah.
Future plans to make Tactics playable again? Not for the time being. I am dreaming of Tactics. However, don't worry. But for now, it's all hands on deck for Amico Legends. Will there be more collectibles? Possibly, yeah, for sure. I don't think we're done creating collectibles, but we're more just thoughtful in what we're creating now. We're just not creating collectible because OpenSea did something, right? that was so 2022. What else do we have? I think that's it, right?
Yeah, this has been a good one.
It's been a great one.
Yeah.
Thanks for the update. Yeah, Evan, thanks for the update. The new number 9 skin. You're gonna have to rewatch the recording because we just answered that one, King. We're not gonna re-answer it. All right, guys. As you can see, the date on this slide is wrong. It's not May 30th. The next roundtable will be actually on it's the other 6th of March. Look at that. We just had one the 6th, and then we're having another one on the 6th, and then I'm leaving for GDC 2 days afterwards. That's great. All right, so March 6th will be the next roundtable. We're getting into March. I love that. The snow will finally start to melt here. Love it. We'll be sharing a lot more information, obviously. And Zard, I believe you're still doing your league on Saturdays, if I'm not mistaken. So that is always accurate. So definitely participate to Zard's tournament if you have not yet. And thank you for attending. Thank you for sticking up till the end, guys. I appreciate everybody in the chat. If you want to reach out to us, definitely create a thread. If you want to have something that you want us to pay attention to, reach out to a community mod like Tim. I'm sure Tim will be happy to answer any questions, and he'll make sure to reach to us. I wish you guys a very happy Friday afternoon, evening, night. Wish you guys a great weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay active in Discord. All right, guys. We'll see each other later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.